G'day folks, and welcome back to the channel for episode number 16 of our ATV Skater Templar playthrough, where I've got a conundrum. Now, I want to put these pants on, because the armor is doubled, and we get a chance to avoid melee attacks, which is really what I'm after. But if I put these on, you'll notice that our piercing resistance is uncapped. Now, I can fix that with the Silk Swatch. That'll take us back to 79. 1%, not the end of the world. But our poison and acid resistance absolutely tanks. Now, how do we fix this? We could get a bunch of anti-venom cells and put them on all of our gear. For example, we could lose a little bit of speed on the boots for 20%, so that's 58. And then we don't really need the runestone on our helmet, so we could put another one on there, and that would bring us to 78, which, like I said, 1 or 2%, not the end of the world. However, I have a better solution. So what we have here is a merchant. Now, I already found this particular one, and this ring is absolutely amazing. But if you just go to merchants, you can find rings like this pretty easily. Impervious is just a magical prefix. This is a yellow ring. And this ring is not amazing, but it is decent. 10% all damage, again, it's not amazing. You're not going to be taking screenshots of this and posting it on Reddit and getting famous for being super lucky, okay? But 35% to one resist and 48 to another, that's very good. This ring is a good leveling ring, and I found this at the merchant, and I bought it and it cost me 5,000 bits. But then I found this ring, this one right here. And this one is a really good ring. So 22% all damage it's kind of meh, we don't care. 5% health and energy is nice, or 9% energy is nice. Offensive ability, energy regeneration. We're starting to stack up on things that are nice, and when you combine them all together, they're really good. The things that I really like about this ring, though, 15% pierce, 18% poison and acid, 15% elemental resist. That is 48% resistance on one item to 3 different resistances. This is a really good leveling ring. Now, the cold proc and the +2 to Trozans, we don't really care about. The cold proc is a nice to have. Because we are doing fire damage, we also get a bunch of... so our fire is 885, cold is 160, lightning is 200. We get these kind of accidentally because we get elemental damage as one of the things that we are okay with stacking. So that Sky Fragment proc is kind of okay because we are stacking a little bit of elemental damage. Now, I almost always use my rings to fix my resistances. This one is okay, 11% Chaos Res. I do need the Chaos Res. You'll see here I'm only 27 over max. So I guess I don't need it, actually, I'm lying. So this ring, for us, 32% burn damage when we have, 800%, something like that. Burn damage, we have a lot, okay? If we take this off, we go from 679, we drop down to 627. That's single-digit percentages in our damage. We don't care about that fire damage, we don't care about the all damage, they're nice to haves. Which means this ring has the fireball proc that we care about, and it has 11% Chaos Res, which we don't really care about because we're actually overcapped. So this ring, we can take that off, and we don't care. It did uncap our Vitality Res because of the Soul Shard, but we can put that back on, that's no problem. However, we buy this ring, and our Pierce Res went up, so we're 4% under without the Silk Swatch. So we put the Silk Swatch on, and that's that resistance fixed. Okay. And then the other thing is we can just get another ring. This one's already got poison and acid, a little bit of elemental, and some health, and the rest we don't care about. So we can keep shopping for these, but there's a better way. So let me show you the better way. First, let's chuck a soul shard on this second ring, and then I'm going to show you what I believe is the best leveling rings in the game, and yes, I think it's better than Leovinus. To get it though, we need to go to Elite. I'll just tell you, it's the Slith ring from the quest to collect the Slith necklaces. The normal ring is okay. The Elite ring is amazing, and the Ultimate ring is very slightly better than the Elite ring. Now, I didn't save up the amulets from normal, so I am going to have to go and get another one. However, I'm going to skip fighting Kaizog, because quite frankly I don't care to do that quest right now. Which means... Actually, I'm going completely the wrong way. Which means we can skip running through that whole section and just... I'll rescue Valdis while we're here, why not? Alright. We'll rescue him. Kill a few zombies because they happen to be in the way. And we will grab this rift. And then we're going to take a little detour around the burial hill. Because we don't really care. You can keep your burial hill. We're off to collect a ring. Now when I come back here after we finish Malmo, I'll do all this section properly. But for right now, we're skipping it. I'm here to kill Slith and get that ring. Now this can be very quick. You can kill enough Slith right here to get the amulets you need. Or it can take a little while and you have to go looking specifically for them. So the ones we want to kill are these blue guys, the shaman, and we don't really care about these non-shaman types. It does look like we're going to have to do a little bit of digging in terms of finding more of them. I don't know why I'm running on foot when I have one of the best movement skills in the game available. I'm not doing this Riftgate. Actually, I am. I was going to say I don't need it for this quest, but it will allow me to come back to turn the quest in, so we will do it. Okay, quest complete. Now, there are some Slith mounds up here. The main thing you're looking for is the little holes in the ground where they crawl out of. If you can find some kind of standing around, then, great, but these little holes in the ground, there's almost always a priest that comes out of them, or a shaman, sorry. And they're the ones you want to be killing. Alright, so we didn't get one there. Let's kill this guy as well. Alright, didn't get one here either. There's another couple of mounds right here. Okay, we'll put some fire on the ground there. Okay, one necklace. Now what I should do is I should farm 6 of these. So then as soon as we kill the Logorian in Elite, I can immediately swap to Ultimate, run out here and turn the quest in, and then I won't have to find any more amulets. However, it appears... I take back what I was about to say. I was about to say, it appears they're being stingy with them today, so maybe we won't do that. However, it also appears that I was wrong about them being stingy. So I might actually farm up 3 of them. I'm going to poke my head in here and get the Devotion Shrine as well, because why not? The Devotion Shrine itself will spawn me a couple of Slith, so I can also potentially get the... There's one of my necklaces, lovely. Like I said, I am here for the amulets only, but kind of just makes sense to get a few extras. So I want 6, and I have 4, I think. Yep, 4 of those. So we need to get 2 more. You can continue on this cave. I'm actually going to continue towards the cave that connects us to the second half of Act 1, the Burridge area, because I know there are a lot of Slith in that cave. So if I haven't found my 2 extras by the time I get there, that will be where I can get them. And since we're in the area, I'm basically doing Act 1 at this point. I said I wasn't going to do it. Alright, we burn the elites alive. Imperial Hat of Maven's Wit. I know I am standing in bad. There we go, we triggered our Giant's Blood, so we are good. There are some Slith over to the right here, and also there is another merchant. So that's the other thing I could do. I could just go back to merchant farming. It is definitely plausible that I could just find another double rare ring like the previous one that happened to have all the resistances I wanted on it. Chances of that happening are quite low. However, it is possible. Alright, come on, just give me one more necklace. Okay, should be 2 more holes down here. There's our necklace. Okay, we've got 6. Let's head back to the White Mire. And we are done with Elite 4 now. Now, like I said, this is probably my pick for the best leveling ring in the game. I know the Leo Vinus ring does give XP, this one does not, but bonus XP of 3%, I think it is, on the Leo Vinus ring, is, in my mind, not as good as 18% resistance to 3 good resistances. Okay, so, where did my ring go? Here it is. I don't think I want any of these blues, so we're probably just going to sell those. The Manifestarius is decent, but... oh no, that's not the item I was thinking it was. Never mind, pretend I didn't say that. Alright, we're done here. Let's head back to Veteran and continue on with our story progression, and also let's mess with our gear. Now, if you happen to have this and you have resistance issues in Elite or beginning of Ultimate, the Ultimate version of this ring is pretty much the same but with bigger numbers. So you can either swap this one out for the Ultimate version, or you can wear both of them, and that will basically solve your poison, vitality, and elemental resistance problems if you have any. I will probably end up using the Ultimate version. This ring pretty much finds its way into all of my builds at some point. We're not using that ring. This ring as well. Now, this one's interesting. So let's just put these pants on for a minute. And I am going to put a silk swatch on those, so we can't really count their resistances as part of this. Let's put this one on. Now, we didn't gain a huge amount of poison res. Well, actually, we didn't gain any. And our elemental resistance doesn't really matter. But we did gain some vitality resistance on it. So that's just straight up a gain. I don't think we can put anti-venom salve on rings. Pretty sure it's armor only. Yeah, used in all armor. But that does let us get our vitality resistance overcapped. And this unholy inscription was being worn because I needed it for vitality. Which means I can take that off and put an anti-venom salve on those gloves. Which does, in a roundabout kind of way, does give us more poison resistance. I know that's a little bit of a stretch, but it kind of works. You'll see what I mean. So I'm going to keep the item. I'm going to put anti-venom salve on the gloves, which is not usually something you want to do. There is a component that goes on your gloves that will give you offensive ability and burning damage, which is what I would ideally like to use. However, in this case, I can't. Let's go ahead and keep that soul shard, which we can then put on here. And voila! Resistances are kinda fixed. However, what's our Devil's Crossing reputation? Just respected. Okay. we are at the level where we could use the Devil's Crossing augments, but we don't have access to them yet. For example, Slith Venom here. This is an augment that goes on your rings and amulets and will fix poison and bleeding resistance. But we are only respected, which means we can't use it. So unfortunate, but we're going to have to run around with slightly less poison resistance than I would like. Now you could also, if I have the recipe for them, you could also make poison resistance potions. Don't think I'm going to have them, but you know, maybe I get lucky. Venom Fang, Venom Guard, there we go. So we could make a bunch of these, and that would fix our resistance issues. It would also reduce the duration in poison, and these last 450 seconds, which, if my maths is right, and you know, don't do maths on stream or on while recording, but I think that's 7.5 minutes. So they last a while. And you get 3 of them for 1 Aether Crystal and an Anti-Venom Salve. So, we can do this. And we search for Venom. Venom Guard. Boom. We've got 6 of them. We're set. I probably also have a few in the bank, because it's something that I do, yep, I do hoard it. So we can use these, and I think I will. Also, this is a quest item. We can just chuck it in the bank now. When we get to Ultimate, or when we kill Logorian in Elite, we can immediately go to Ultimate and then just run our way over to... I'm going to bring Cunning up to 5. We can just run our way straight over to... Jeez, what's it called? Whitemire. Turn it in immediately. We don't have to kill anything at all on the way, and we're good to go. Right, so that was a 15-minute aside on fixing resistances. Let's go to Barrowhome and continue. Now, I'm going to put the Venom Guard on the bar there, and I have already collected all of the quests from Barrowhome. I did side with Barrowhome. I don't think there's any reason why you particularly have to on this build, but I like XP. And they do have augments and such for later, which may be useful. So it's basically just a case of I like options. Let's go ahead and get our 2 friends out. And now we have some wards to collect, a mine to clear out of crabs, and some travelers to collect for lunch. Alright, this guy is reflective, which I don't like, because I don't like burning. And we've already established that I don't like those plants currently. This is being recorded just about an hour after the previous episode, and so those plants do indeed still sunder your resistances, or sunder your character, I guess. They are still quite dangerous, even though Xantai has specifically said that they are not supposed to be. They have not been patched yet, so we do need to be careful about them. So I did just collect the northern set of lunch. And now we're heading into the mine. Now every time I come into this mine, I say something along the lines of, I really hope I don't miss one of these crabs, and then I'll have to go and reset and clear the whole mine again. And I've been pretty good about it. I haven't actually had to do that in, I think, 3 or 4 playthroughs now. So fingers crossed, we don't have to do it here. So the mission is to come in here and kill one of the yellow crabs. What are they called? Stone shells? I don't think it's a stone shells. I think it's the other one. But anyway, you come in here, you kill as many crabs as you can get your hands on. Poke shells? Pit creeper? Might be the pit creepers. Either way, kill all the crabs. Which is fine. we can kill the crabs. The problem comes from the fact that they are burrowed underground a lot of the time. So you have to go and hunt them down. You have to stand near them before they will unburrow. And it is incredibly easy to miss a pack or two. And then you leave and you're missing one of the crabs when you go back to town to turn it in. And it's just easier to reset your client and come into a full mine and just go find one than it is to hunt down the one individual crab that you missed the first time through. So fingers crossed I don't miss him, but if I do, that's the plan. Now this mine does have a treasure trove, and obviously we do open that. Frostguard girdle, not amazing, and that gavel is not something we're going to use most likely. I say that, but no, I think I like the proc on the other one. What is conversion? Is that this one? Nope. Conversion sounds like a modifier on a skill. Probably Arcanist, there it is. Okay, so conversion actually is something that would be useful. However, we are nowhere near getting that Maven Sphere modification. And I don't know if we'll ever actually take it. Regardless, that I think I would rather have the resist reduction on the proc on the current weapon rather than 40% more burning damage on the one I just picked up. So we're not swapping. Okay, already got that one. Yeah, crabby, crabby, crabby. Okay, there is a secret, and secret is in air quotes again. Secret area just up here. You can see there's the wall. That dynamite I just picked up is always there as well, so if you ever need dynamite, don't come here and farm it, but do make sure you pick it up when you come through. If you ever actually need dynamite, it's actually better to farm aether crystals from the Warden's lab, and then go to a Black Legion, specifically a Black Legion blacksmith, and get him to turn those aether crystals into dynamite for you. You can do that in Homestead if you are unaware of where the blacksmith is. Okay, what do we get? Ruby Necklace of the Grove. I wouldn't mind getting a better amulet than the one I have. However, we are using an MI, and we are nowhere near Act 3 in Elite, so we will probably keep the one we have until we get there. There's also a little secret area here for 2 more green items that you're going to sell. Alright, one of the other changes as well in patch 1.2, I don't think I mentioned it in the previous episode when I kind of glossed over the changes quickly, was that we get more range. So Tectonic Shift, hang on. Tectonic Shift now gives you +2, it's +3 meter range now. Okay. So that is definitely an increase. I think it was +2 before, but regardless, we did get a range increase on Tectonic Shift. So we can now run further and go harder than before. Now this boss, Big Crab, he will put a circle of cold on the ground that you don't want to stand in. So let's just take care of him. No big deal. We actually do decent damage. Some would call it silly, but it's a lot. Alright, I don't know why I'm still insisting on running when I have very good move skills on a very short cooldown. That was another thing I checked between episodes. We are getting the Dryad next, and actually I do have a devotion point ready to go, so we're getting some physique and... Oh hey look! poison and acid resistance fixed. We are getting the Dryad next, and we are putting it on a second movement skill. Which, to my mind, is actually... I don't know. Seems not good. So the skills like the Dryad, you want to be using kind of as often as you can. So if you can get them on something that's going to proc passively, that's the way to do it. Or if it's on a skill that you use regularly, it's really good. So I would actually like to have it on Calidor's Tempest, because that's a skill I use a lot, and that heal is something I want to see triggering a lot. However, I also really, really like the Elemental Storm. So we're kind of in this odd situation where we have more procs than we have skills to trigger them. Do be careful of those guys as well. When they're in packs like that, they can surround you and kill you very quickly. I actually use the mirror there to avoid that very thing. I think if I had not used the mirror, they may have killed me. You definitely want to be trying to use the mirror offensively, because it does reflect damage, so anytime you run into something that's, you know, kind of high damage, it's worth throwing the mirror out. It also reduces the damage you take by 100%, so you're effectively immortal while it's active. One other really good change from 1.2 is this one right here, Auto Loot Radius. Now by default, or if you haven't updated to 1.2 yet, you're around about here. You can just max that out, because I can't think of any reason why you wouldn't want to. And you can pick stuff up from further away now. It's really good. Okay, so all we have left for the Barrow Home quests is to find this last group of lunch. And then I think the next quest requires Honored. Or maybe there's one more and then we need Honored. So we may be able to deal with Laria. I think we can deal with Laria. And then they're going to want Honored before we can do the next quest. Okay, let's send them through. Alright, we are done. Let's get out of here. You know, I haven't seen that Fallen Skies, that Sky Fragment. I haven't seen it come down once. I'm sure it has, but I just haven't noticed it. I was just thinking about that. Because, you know, brain farts and all that. Alright, let's get rid of this stuff. Bye-bye, bye-bye. Now, if you were still keeping the Explorer's set on you, now would be a very good time to put it on. Same with Leovinus' ring. If you happen to have 2 of them, for example, let's say you went into Elite and got the second one, or maybe you have one from another character, now would be a good time to put them on. Okay, so I did correctly clear the crabs out because he let me turn the second quest in. Alright, so we have successfully completed their quests. We can now go and take... Wait. Okay, we can't take that yet. However, we can go to Ugdenborg. We'll go deal with Laria. Your 2 choices with Laria is you can tell her that the Wendigo cult wants her dead, or you can just kill her. I am going to tell her that the Wendigo cult wants her head, or her dead rather, and she's going to be very thankful and give us a Wendigo spirit, which we can then go use to rescue Ugdal, and both of those will give us reputation with the Coven. I think she gives you the Wendigo spirit. Someone in this little section is going to give you a Wendigo spirit. Warn you, they want to murder you. Okay, there it is, it was her. Alright, so we've got the Wendigo spirit from her. Let's go do that quest. Then we will do a whole bunch of turn-ins, and then that will be it for the episode. But you do get to see ding 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 a whole bunch of levels all at once. Actually, it's probably only going to be 1, maybe 2 levels. So we have one little mini dungeon to go through just up here. Good thing about this one is it's always in the same spot. So it's up kind of around here. And you'll see it on the map, there it is. The Ancient Ruins entrance. And this one's very small. It's basically, 3 or 4 rooms joined together in a square shape. And a devotion shrine for free, which I like. He definitely was reflecting a lot of damage. Okay, that gives us another devotion point, which we can get some more health with. And one step closer towards that proc, which... I don't know, we need the yellow anyway, so it's probably worth it. Okay, are you trapped here? I have a Wendigo spirit already, rest in peace. So that gives us an 8th emissive, a bunch of XP, and 250 Coven rep. You could absolutely skip this quest if you wanted to, but I like XP, basically. Okay, so now Scorv should be happy. He should let us take the Ugdenborg fetish, unless I have missed a question, or a quest rather, and he doesn't want to talk to us anymore. I should be able to take this now. Yep. There's our fetish, so now we are up to date with the Coven. I'll go talk to Scorv up here. Yeah, absolutely. I took care of her for good. 2 Blood of Chthons. Okay, yeah, and we need Honored for this next quest. So we are done with Barrowhome for the moment. Let's head back to the Coven. And we have a few quests to do for them. So, here's Garadia. There we go. What do we do next? There we go. That's that quest, and she has the next quest for us as well. So 52 and 51, I guess I missed that. Part of me wants to get Maven Sphere, and another part of me wants to come over here and get Haven and Presence of Virtue, and start putting points into Ascension and also Divine Mandate, and we just don't have enough skills. I am going to take 1 point in Nullification to strip buffs off of things. For example, the reflective monsters, I want to rip their reflect off them. 1 point in Haven, 1 point in Presence of Virtue. That gives us another buff, so little bit of extra damage there, some offensive ability, which is very nice. And this one gives us a chunk of health. And does this one give armor? It does not. I think I'm thinking of Mogdragon's Pact for the skill that gives armor. And then I'm going to max out Divine Mandate. I think having 6 hard points in Maven Sphere is probably enough for now. Cunning is now at 5. I will probably leave it at 5 just because I like round numbers. And as long as we're right next to a bank, let's go ahead and stash all of this. Don't need the poison pots anymore. I didn't actually use them. But our resistances are maxed now, so I'm happy. Did we actually grab the quest from her? We did. So that's the next main story quest. That one we're not doing. We need an Ogden Bloom. And I just banked them all.
Safe storage.
Flowers. There we go. We just need 1. So we can go turn this in now. And we already did the other quest for her to kill the tree. I can't remember the name of the tree. The big tree that was attached to the wall. We killed it. So now we will restore the wards here. Turn this one in as well. So basically the Coven is done until we get to Honored, and we are just a little bit into Respected for the moment. 2 of the wards are out here. Let's go ahead and put nullification on that. We do have to kill these trapped wraiths. There will be 3 of them. They have a decent amount of health. You'll see they still die pretty quickly, but they do have a lot of health for like elites or champions or whatever at this level. And obviously same again when we meet them in Elite and Ultimate. But they do burn nicely, same as most things. Alright, so there's our first 2. One just here, one up here. The third one is right next to the Coven's Refuge waypoint. You can almost see it as soon as you portal in. Okay, I'm using Force Move to get this done, because as you may remember from earlier episodes, if you don't use Force Move, you will charge to them and then stop like right here, whereas you want to charge just past them. Okay, I think this is the last quest we can do for now. We may get to do the event here. Okay, now we need Honored to do that. We did get a skeleton key out of that though, so I didn't know that was a reward. Pretty happy about it though.
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left. See you around.
Alright, that will be the end of this episode. So I will see you in the next one, where we will push through to Malmo. And also, we have some gear that we can swap out, but we'll deal with that at the start of the next episode. So thank you all very much for watching. See you in the next one, and goodbye for now.